The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack here will get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Christopherson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off of 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Yo, 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 tune in, don't miss Shaggy TV, hit him with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. Cue the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here with a little Monday Night Madness at the Fairbury Speedway. Or I guess, what is it actually called? Let's pull up the real name because Dino hit me with that knowledge earlier. It sounded really good. Well, they call it Fairbury Speedway, but it's called Falls. What does that stand for? Something, or Fairbury American Legion Speedway, maybe? That's what I'm going to go with. Sounds right. But I got my partner here, Connor Ross, with me tonight. He's hanging out. But first, as always, Got the Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds. 23 drivers set to make the call. And Connor, that's got to relieve you a little bit. No B main here. Everybody going to make the show.
Yes. Definitely nice. It's been a while since I ran, Had to take last week off because I went down to Pennsylvania and didn't get home till 5 in the morning and went to work, so shaking that rust off and haven't raced in a week, so we'll see how this goes.
Yes, I got to meet him when he came down here. You guys heard me talk about it last week, but not an easy track to come back and shake the rust off. I was talking with Connor earlier, and I told him, I hung out with Dino this afternoon. I had finished P3 to Gavin Chatham, who tried very hard to put me a lap down. Almost did. He almost got me. I wasn't able to. Dino came home P2, but, I'd mentioned how we hadn't been here in a long time, and we haven't. This racetrack is very tricky. Going to be a lot of guys fighting for the same groove. We may see the bottom come in later. It is open setup, so it's kind of, you can set it up to do what you want to do. As Harold Klump comes across the line, lap number 1 with a 12.697. He's P1 by a big margin, was P1 as Brian Dickens storms to the top. Stars and bars, the 122. Coming across the line for the final time. Does he improve? Yes, he does with a 12.554. Brian Dickens finding time out there on the racetrack. Connor Ross coming around here. I'm not sure if this lap's going to count. That's what I thought.
I've done my qualifying just testing.
Everybody's done their qualifying except this, man. That's what I was looking at the lap numbers. I thought that's what you were doing. Couldn't tell, though. You see Sam Bachman, though. This was a real-time P1 with a 12.507. Sam Bachman looking to find a little bit more time. The final time, he doesn't. It's a 13.043. Slows down a bit. But top of the charts here, and I'm looking, I would assume, should have 3 heat races. 2 8s, 1 7. So, Connor, you may have found yourself in one of the money spots. That's where I was going with this. I think, 10th through 12th going to be those invert spots. So, looking like I was correct as we take a look at the starting lineup for your Gears Unlimited 358 modified. Heat race number 1, and notice that still says Lima, Ohio. I do not know where we're at. I know we're in Illinois. So we're just going to make it say Illinois tonight. I'm not going to put the town. Is that starting lineup for heat race number 1 looks a little something like this. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 051 of Putt Clay Christopherson to the inside, the 01 of Derek Bond. Row 3 to the high side, the 14 of Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Row 2 to the top shelf, your 007 and your quick time man, Sam Bachman to the inside, the 35 of Harold Klump. And row 1 for heat race number 1 here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. To the top shelf, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, and starting on the pole, the 099 of Billy Roberts.
I thought we were going to go from the front to back, Zach. Didn't we talk about this a few weeks ago?
No, dude. I already claimed my territory, okay. And guess what? At BAPS, what did I do? Back to front, baby. I'm doing my own thing. I'm in charge. Green flag waves. Heat race number 1's underway.
Jeff Barker gets a great start on the top side. Samuel Bachman looks to follow him going down the backstretch.
Yeah, a little shocked by that. I thought the bottom maybe would be the place to be there, turn 1, before the cars get wound up, but it's just so uneasy down there. Connor, something, I can't really get the best view of. Maybe when they go down the front stretch, but this place kind of has 2 different levels of banking in the corner. It's a little flatter on the bottom, and then as we hit that midpoint, it starts to get a little more bank, and if you hit that wrong, that can really unsettle the car.
Yeah, it definitely does, especially on the bottom of 3 and 4. There's a little hump. And if you hit that, it'll spike the RPM and unsettle the car. And it takes about half a lap to get back to it and settle the car down.
See Bachman worked by his teammate there on the bottom, coming to the cross flags. 4 laps left to go. Jeff Barker continues to lead the show. He's got company. Here comes Billy Roberts. He's chomping at the bit, trying to find a way down low. Can't do it because he's got company. There's Sam Bachman taking a peek underneath the 99. Bachman working that bottom. Clay Christopherson trying to imitate it, but not having any luck here, Connor.
No, Barker's holding a steady wheel up in the middle, and he's not making any mistakes, and Bachman is making that bottom work really well going down the front stretch here.
White flag waves, 1 lap left to play here. Oh, a little bit of a 3 wide there for a moment. Billy may have touched Jeff, and that may have been all the 007 needed. Final time out of 4. Coming to the line. Give it to Barker. By a nose. Bachman, P2. Billy Roberts, 3rd. Clay Christopherson, 4th. Lacey, Vitale, Bond, and Klump round out the field. But as I say, everybody making the A main tonight. But boy, oh boy, way to set the bar there, boys. I mean, that was a good one, Connor. What did we learn from that? What are we carrying in here?
You can make the bottom side work, but you can also make the middle side work. So there's 2 grooves, which is what every racer wants, especially when you've got Dean Reynolds and Goldner behind you. You know they're going to be fast, so you got to go where they're not and see if we can just stay up around here.
Well, let's get ready to read off this starting lineup for Gears Unlimited 358 Modified Heat Race number 2. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 207 of Terry Walters. To the inside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. Row 3 to the high side, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker. To the inside, the 066 of the Strut, Mike Weeda. Row 2 to the high side, the 122 of the Stars and Bars, Brian Dickens. To the inside, the 79 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. In row 1 for Heat Race number 2 to the high side, the 30 of Steven Goldner. And starting on the pole, my booth mate, the 35 of Connor Ross.
Goldner starting at the back.
As Goldner is starting at the back, apparently. May have had a penalty. Green flag waves. Heat race number 2 is underway. Connor gets the early lead. Car goes around. That's the 207 of Terry Walters. Able to straighten it up, and going to be no car sitting still. We were 3 wide there for 4th for a quick moment. Now you see Butters having a little contact, a little meeting there with Steven Goldner coming out of 2. Goldner trying to work it. Butters with a big run. Ramps it over that hill Connor talked about. Wild ride. Here comes Dino. Little beating, a little banging. Dino on the bottom. Brian just trying to close it off there. They meet in the middle. Dino moves on up to P2. When Connor looks up in that mirror, he's going to see that purple and black 79, and Dino feeling fine here, reeling him in as the cross flags wave 4 to play. Stryker trying to go high and wide here. He's got a 2-wide battle in front of him. He's going to the only place where there's some real estate is him and the Strut. Make a little contact on the entry to 3. Oh, Weeda shuts the door. As Brian Dickens may have clipped that tire on the inside, did something to unsettle the race car, and now it's a little bit of a meeting of the minds there with Steven Goldner. Goldner moves up the racetrack. And all this behind those front 2 have pulled away. Connor Ross coming to the white flag. 1 lap left to play. Goldner, Dickens beating, banging. Oh boy, Goldner trying to work it on by, but final time off of 4. For the man out front, Connor Ross still beating for 3rd. Dino brings home P2. Dickens holds on for 3rd. Goldner, Stryker, Weeda, Butterfield, and Walters rounds out the field. Well, do we think the racetrack's going to change, or do we think it's, maybe you got the winning hand here and it might be a track position game in the feature? What are we thinking?
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. Barker's gonna be starting on the bottom, rolling off P1, and if you know Barker, that's where he's gonna be. Sorry. Dean Reynolds went to the top for that last lap, and I put half a second to a second on him. So hopefully the bottom side wears up a little bit, and the middle and top comes in, and it'll make a great show for the feature. Because even when the bottom's not there, you can make it work here.
Well, third and final heat race here for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. I'm reading off the order how it's supposed to be, but it looks like Elzy's going off at the rear. But Michael Vecchio rounding out the field. Row 3, Brian Moore Sr. and Randy Shreves. Row 2, 100 grand at the top shelf. The Ant-Man on the bottom. And row number 1, as it was scheduled, will be Dylan Kinsey to the top shelf, but the 027, like I say, falling to the rear. So move the Ant-Man, Shreves. Everybody on that bottom up one row. You guys can probably figure that out, I would think. I would hope. Final time through 3 and off before. Green flag set to wave. Heat race number 3 is underway. Ooh, drag race for the lead. Anthony Morano, Dylan Kinsey. Those guys are teammates. Anthony trying to leave Dylan a little bit of room. But, man, not a lot of juice up there for Dylan to find. Is now he's thinking about, nope, doesn't go to the bottom. Thought maybe we'd see a little crossover. Joseph Grandy now working to the inside. Maybe some contact between those two. Brian Moore Sr. thinks about filling the gap. He locks up the brakes. He goes around. Michael Vecchio gets tangled up in it. He's slow to get straightened up. And now we got a 3-car battle for the lead.
Kisney was hitting, there was a little tacky spot on the entry of 1 in the middle. He was hitting that perfect, but Morano just gets a better jump off that bottom.
We'll have to see what happens here. It just seems like right now a lot of these guys, I mean, Dylan maybe be a little more aggressive than Grandy, but the fact that, you're P2 right now, you're going to start 6th right outside of the top 5 if you can hang on to where you're at. I think Grandy would be happy with it, but he definitely would like some more. But Connor, 2 sticks in the air, only 2 more trips around.
Yeah, Morano's got a nice lead, and Grandy's not feeling the pressure from behind him, and Kisney's not either.
As the white flag set the wave this time by Anthony Morano. Leads the field, off a 2, down the backstretch, into 3. Checkered flag, set the wave, give it to the Ant-Man. He wins heat race number 3, followed by Grandy, Kinsey, Shreves, Elzy, Brian Moore Sr. Vecchio going to get Brian Moore Sr. there on that final lap. If something happened to Brian, he comes to a stop. We take a short break and we come back for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modified A-Main. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Almost time to go play here at the Fairbury Speedway. You can see it, guys. This is a small racetrack. I mean, they're going to be fighting for grip, fighting for real estate. It is about to be on 30 laps. Some Gears Unlimited 358 modified action set to go underway. Let's get ready to take a look at your starting lineup. Rounding out the field, the 207 of Terry Walters, row 11 to the top shelf, the 35 of Harold Klump to the inside, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr., row 10 to the high side, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield to the inside, the 01 of Derek Bond, row 9 to the high side, the 147 of Michael Vecchio to the inside, the 066 of the Strut, Mike Guida. Row 8 to the high side, the 213 of Michael Vitale to the inside, the 027 of Ryan Elzey. Row 7 to the top shelf, the 015 of the Missile, Mike Stryker to the inside, the 14 of the low line master, Brennan Lacey. Row 6 to the high side, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 30 of the Maple Syrup chugging, Canadian flag wearing number 30 driving, Stephen Goldner. Row 5 to the high side, the 051 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 122 of the Stars and Bars, Brian Dickens. To the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. To the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 007 of the Sam Maconda, Sam Bachman. To the inside, the 32 of the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. And row 1 for tonight's 30 lap. A main brought to you by Gears Unlimited here at the Fairbury Speedway. To the outside, the 035 of Connor Ross. And starting on the pole, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast. As the field rolls off of 4, they look to that sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. 30 laps to play. Our A main is underway. Oh, Grandy right away off the bars. 4 wide. Stack up there coming out of 2. Yellow flag waves. Not sure who's going to get charged and not sure we're done. As Harold Klump ends up going around after the fact, and I believe it's gonna, I think, and this is the car who I kind of saw come to a stop. Now, it wasn't Brian's fault, but I meant by I think he's the one who is gonna end up getting flagged with this, because he's the one who kind of comes to a stop on the bottom. But you can just see there's stack up in front of him, and nowhere to go. He's got to hit the binders. And when it yanks sideways like that and is slow, I think we'll see up here in this top view, you can see it's green, 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 green. Now it clips off, and it's got to be for him, I would think, because everybody else moving at a little bit of a faster pace, and that's a tough break for Brian Moore Sr. Because now, you're just trying to slow up, do the right thing, but all of a sudden you find yourself now at the tail end, and I've talked with Connor multiple times tonight, and I've said it here frequently in the past, but track position a big thing on these short tracks, and the fact that Brian gonna lose a lot of it here, gonna be tough to dig his way back out of it. But the Brewerton Beast set to bring us to the green flag one more time. He's got Connor Ross to the top shelf. Who's it gonna be? 29 laps left to play. Connor going to that outside, not able to wedge himself there just yet as Anthony trying to work the bottom, and now Connor's got a half a car to the outside of the 513. What's it mean? New leader down the backstretch here is Connor Ross. Takes the point. Anthony Morano looking to make it 3 wide. He touches Jeff Barker. Brian Dickens and Sam Bachman take advantage of a sideways Anthony Morano. They try to scoot on by. Oh, 4 wide. Dino Grandi, Ant-Man, Dickens. Oh, Dickens may pay the price. No, it's Dino. Car goes around on the front stretch here at the Fairbury Speedway. And boy, oh boy, so we saw it. I mean, you know, they were 4 wide. This is how that can happen. So Grandi just trying to give Dino a little extra room. Him and Anthony touch. Then Anthony goes up and gets the left rear of the 122, sends him down the track sideways, and Dino there gets the worst of it. And here we got some other cars coming around. Somehow, Steven Goldner does an excellent job. He was that white and black car locking it down there, didn't get involved. Great job by the maple syrup chugging, Canadian flag wearing number 30 driving Steven Goldner. That was a good job. And now Connor, he's gonna feel the weight of the whole country on his shoulders here as we take a look to that top 10, and only one of those guys a Canadian. It's him up front. And you know, I mean, oh, so I'm not sure. Does Dino want his spot back? Does Dino think he's getting his spot back? What's happening here?
I think it is giving him his spot back.
Yeah, because we definitely were supposed to go green, but those guys continue to run 3 wide in row 3. You don't see this.
We
Now-
delayed the green a few times just with the track being so small. And
Now Dino, slowing down and going to the back. They say there was no way that it wasn't him charged with that caution. Tough break, though, for Dino. It's all right. Lights are off this time. There we go. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. Connor set to lead the field to the green flag. Chose the outside. Likes the top side. Green flag waves. We're back underway. 3 wide right away for second. Here we go. Do-si-do. Brian Dickens got the stars and bars wrapping the outside wall. Oh, Brian Dickens. He's eating the concrete up there, and he is coming quick outside. Looking like it's the place to be. Brian Dickens almost gets a fender there to the right rear of the 35. Is Connor not able to shut the door? Here he comes, Brian Dickens, looking to go to the point. Connor throws it up there. Dickens, he had kissed the wall. You had seen it earlier. He wasn't able to cut down. Car tightened up too bad. And man, oh man, just like that, Connor able to shut the door. And Dickens may not be done. He's going to be coming back looking for a little more. But as we take a peek through the field. So, contact between the 007 and Billy Roberts. Caution flag waves here at the Fairbury Speedway for the 3rd time. Contact between the 007 and the 99 of Billy Roberts. Let's take a better look at it here. We saw it live, but... well, that is ridiculous. You guys heard that. We need to pause this. I will be quick about it. But this blimp camera, I must not have ever hit the sound on that thing. And I think you look at that. It is set to peak. I think I almost lost my hearing there. If you guys think it was loud for you, holy crap, this headset. Boy, oh boy, that is not going to happen again. You can see Billy, he's battling, I believe that's Grandy to his outside. So he's just, focused on that 518 and doesn't realize that, hey, Sam, he's got somebody up there, let alone two people up there. So we were a quick 4 wide for a moment. And Bachman, he gets to keep his spot, I think. It's going to be the 99 charged with the caution flag. I do have to do something here. If I don't save this, the same thing is going to happen to us later with those sprint cars. So let's save that. I think we're supposed to be single file. Brian Dickens may not get the memo here. He's to the outside. And, well, no harm, no foul here, but definitely sketchy restart. It's coming to 19 laps to go this time by. Connor Ross leads the way. Jeff Barker trying to get himself back into P4, but it's Clay Christopherson storming through the field. Up 6 spots, got himself inside of the top 4, reeling in that 32. His teammate of Anthony Morano is Clay Christopherson. Looking to throw that slide job, but boy, oh boy, not enough room, couldn't park it. Anthony drove right back around that top shelf as Connor Ross once again starting to feel a little bit of company. Here's 16 laps to go. As a car goes around Billy Roberts, I believe, in the 099. Let's see. And that was a deep send there, and couldn't tell who got him. Let's 747 of Vecchio. Caution flag does wave here. I wonder, see a little contact from a couple laps before. I want to see something here. Because both these guys show up when it. Oh, no. Okay, that's the same one. May have just been some more contact after for Billy. But Connor just doing his best to try to find this pace car, I think, here. He can enlighten us, but they may extend this thing again.
Yeah, we have. I don't even know. Oh, I finally found the pace car. It only took me about 4 laps.
Yeah, and the lights are off, so they'll probably want to extend it again here. I don't know if they are or not. But Connor can see the tail end of the field, and he's about to take the green flag. They definitely are not extending it. And Connor may be coming up on lap traffic a little quicker than he anticipated as the green flag waves. He hits the loud pedal. We are back underway. Anthony trying to bale some hay down there on the bottom, but not a lot of stuff left. And man, oh man, putt-putt. He's got the horses galloping on the outside. Move Christopherson in that bottom podium spot as Brian Dickens looks to get his sights aimed. The caution flag waves yet again. Dill Pickle involved in this one, the 639 of Kinsey. Goes around and he gets into the back of Grandy, and then, well, it's just nobody checking up here. And he checks up, and Dylan goes around, has a little bit of help, but racing incident, 5th caution. And Connor about set to do it over again. Oh, yeah, Connor, I do also, I mean, I could have messaged you this privately, but now it's an open thing here. You do got to give me your PayPal so I can send you more money. I updated them last week that,
I actually just...
I gave you some of it.
That. I never gave you my email or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll have to give you my dad's because I don't have PayPal. Yeah, I'm 21 years old, but apparently I'm not a full-grown adult.
I got banned from PayPal for gambling. I've told this story before, so I use my wife's PayPal. So
fair enough.
That's, you win some, you lose some, man.
No, exactly. No, I'll get it to you.
They consider raffling baseball cards gambling, by the way, for those of you investigating, as the green flag waves were back underway. Connor's got 13 laps here to fend these guys off. I think, well, obviously, Connor can hear me, but he's focused on what's out the windshield, but he will like to know that, man, that 51 is quick. That guy sitting in third right now, he's got a rocket strapped between those legs here. He just got nowhere to go as Connor kisses the outside wall. This is going to entice some moves here. Connor's going to want to cut down, but yeah, he's got some company there. Now he's the meat in the sandwich. Clay Christopherson going to send it the whole way up. Connor trying to work the bottom. Here we go. Do-si-do. Brian Dickens out front. 3-wide battle for P2. And man, oh man, the heat is up. Caution flag waves. Connor Ross hits an invisible car and does a full 360. Oh my God. So I'm assuming, because I see Michael Vecchio will jump to the pits. Now, we're going to do some investigative work here. I think we're going to see this car disappear. Yeah, and oh my gosh, Connor, he hit the ghost of Michael Vecchio. Oh my gosh. Does the car handle okay?
I definitely feel like I've got some rear end damage, but
I bet.
yeah, we're gonna go a lap or two and see how it is, and if it's bad, I'm gonna try and get out of everybody's way and pull straight to the infield.
Man, that is a shame. There is it looked like he had disappeared, you know, for maybe not a full solid second, but he had escaped, and man, Connor nowhere to go, and I forgot to put on. As the green flag set the wave, shame on me. I got to put on the Penguins Flyers game on the big TV. As the green flag waves, we're back underway. 9 laps left to play. Dickens with a good start here. Connor going right to that inside. Dickens in the wall. Oh, he goes around. Got in the wall. Clay Christopherson gets into the back of him after he goes into the wall. And man, oh man, Connor Ross gets an early Christmas present here. He should inherit the lead back this time. And you can see, well, this is actually a terrible view. Let's see if we can go a little bit more up. So Dickens there, he's in the wall. Clay's in the wall too. So you can tell the same thing happened earlier where when Connor threw that slide job, now Connor didn't get in the wall, but Brian was in the outside wall and couldn't cut underneath. And that's the same thing we saw happen there. And Grandy, you could see that was different contact between him and Lacey, and then he had nowhere to go, so he was coming nose first into the 122.
Did I get into Dickens there?
No, you didn't.
Okay,
Nowhere even close.
I didn't think I did, but it's definitely not how I want to race someone.
But if you do want to win, you better get up against that outside wall, because that 51 is coming, and that's exactly where he's going to be. As the lights go off this time.
Definitely the fastest car out here, I can tell you that for free, but we're going to try our best.
Pull the pin and try to win, brother. As you can definitely see that thing not straight. Green flag. Set the wave. Sick puppy up front. Can he hold on to the bone? 8 laps to go. Connor Ross goes to the outside there through 1 and 2, right back there through 3 and 4, and these are going to help Connor. It may be a little frustrating here in the moment because, well, I know how that goes. You just want to kind of, you don't know what you have, and you want to kind of get it over with. But in hindsight here, these restarts are going to keep helping that race car. As you can see, Butters goes around here. He's going to get a little bit of help, I think, from this 99 of Billy Roberts, and it's going to happen right there. And coming out of the slick there, one more shot. Butters had no chance of saving that one.
Zach, how bad does the cosmetics look of the rear of my car?
The car looks like, yeah, that's the way that's how we describe it. I couldn't think of the word, but yes. Your rear tires are sitting over probably a good 7 or 8 inches from your front axle. It's pretty funny to look at, to be honest with you. It is not shaped right. That's for sure. You can see the right front. Really, I mean, it is angled way out there. So definitely not the healthiest race car out front, but the thing is not a lot of laps left and not a lot of time here at this small racetrack. 13-second laps, green flag waves, we're back underway. Putt-putt, if the bottom would work, the 51 would be there. I can tell you that. That's where he likes to go, but he's going to that outside right away. But now he is building some momentum here. Going to think about a slide job. Here we go. Connor Ross trying to cut back underneath. He's got him clear. Back to the outside. Here comes Anthony Morano. He's going to be part of the show. He parks it there on the 35. And boy, oh boy, Connor got to do that back. That's exactly what he does. And now there's contact as Anthony Morano tries to cut down. He gets in to Jeff Barker. And boy, oh boy. Oh man, Connor. That was now obviously we're on the broadcast so you can breathe a little bit, but you get a slide job like that on you that late in the corner. That had to scare the you-know-what out of you.
Yeah, I know the top three and what they're capable of, though. Clay's ripping, and Morano, he'll be searching, and it was clean by them. It was awesome, and I was gonna throw one on Clay back going in a 3, but I thought he was gonna run the bottom, and I was gonna try and rope it around the top, and he threw me a curveball by staying up top, and there was nothing I could do, and I just got lucky with a caution there.
I could be wrong, but I think Anthony may be taking the penalty there, and hats off to him. It wasn't anything intentional, man. Gentleman. It was one of those things where, you get caught, you're running the guys out in front of you, and you just don't know anyone's down there. And it's a really tough break for Jeff, but yeah, and that's I would cover for Anthony any day of the week on that. That's we saw the hard slide job thrown earlier, and right from the mouth of Connor, that's racing. But when you're throwing those slide jobs, you're focused out the windshield, and you can get lost as the green flag waves. We are back underway. 4 laps left for the boys to go play. Connor with a great restart that time, able to pull away a little bit. Battle on from really third on back. Dino trying to look to the outside of Randy Shreves. He gets run up in the outside wall. He's got to back out of it. And meanwhile, here we go. Cue the jaw music. 2 laps left to play. Connor gets in the outside wall. He knows it's coming. Slide job from the 51. Leaves him a lane. Connor. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Somehow he made the male fit in the slot. White flag waves. 1 lap to go at Fairbury. Connor on the bottom, Clay up top. He may have the advantage. Ross not able to get there, and Clay Christopherson takes the win on the final lap here at Fairbury. He collects another checkered flag. Connor Ross, P2, and Joseph Grandy rounds out your top 3. Definitely not the way you wanted it to go, but what a finish, man. That had to be fun.
That was a lot of fun, I don't think I should finish second anyways with the amount of luck I had there, but no, that was a great move by him.
We go ahead and pull up our final results here. You heard the top 3. We got Lacey and Vitale rounding out the top 5. Shreves, Reynolds, Bachman, Stryker, and Elsie. Your top 10, your top 20, Weeda, Klump, Goldner, Moore Sr., Kinsey, Butterfield, Billy Roberts, Morano, Barker, and Bond. Your top 20 and your final 3 drivers, Brian Dickens, Michael Vecchio and Terry Walters. So we'll go ahead, rewind this thing. I think we did have a longer green flag run. Yeah, we did. Here's the spot, and we will try to get a word with our drivers. The man who came home third will pull him up first, Joseph Grandy. Boy, oh boy, Grandy, this was up and down race, man. You involved in some of that contact early, but you're able to keep it straight and somehow keep on climbing the hill, man. P3 out of nowhere. How are we feeling?
I feel all right. Kind of got there by default. I don't really know if I passed anybody, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and it seemed like, I was kind of trying to foreshadow a little bit with how I was talking. Obviously, Connor loses it at the end, but he had a sick race car after hitting that ghost car going into 3. But it seemed like you needed to be up top. That was it. End of story. Is that the way it felt?
Yeah, I had some damage after getting turned there when they gave me my spot back, but yeah, I think it would have been hard to pass no matter what. So it don't really make a difference, to be honest with you.
Well, hey man, you're able to get that thing on the podium once again. Hell of a job, brother. Congrats on the great run. Who you want to thank?
Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, West End Tone and Repair, Mad Rabbit, Hinkle Homes, Highlight Cinematography, Shaggy TV, my girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at Coast to Coast, and thank you for doing the broadcast.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Congrats. Hopefully I'm talking to you again later.
All right, man, thanks.
Joseph Grandy bringing home P3, and now I don't have to go very far to talk to this man. He's already here, Connor. Long race, maybe, coulda, woulda, shoulda, no damage there. We're talking to you later, but hey, at the end of the day, you didn't run last week. You shake the rust off, and to come out of here with a P2, I think that's pretty solid.
No, definitely is, and I'll take it. Even with the good car, Clay was hauling ass, so I don't know if I would have been able to hold him off, but that was a fun race. I should have been wrecked a few times, just with not wrecked, but very close racing. I mean, we all got lucky a few times, and then that incident in 3 definitely didn't help with the handling of the car. But I just want to say thank you to Murano and Clay for running me with respect there, because that was a hell of a battle, and that was a blast.
Well, man, that's what it's all about. You guys put on a good show. There was 3 wide, 2 wide, slide jobs. Can't ask for much more than that, man. Hell of a job. Congrats on the P2. You got a couple more races to go, though, tonight. So hopefully you didn't use up all the luck. Good run, man. Who you want to thank?
I got to thank Shaggy TV. I got to thank Mobile One, driving with Haley. Got to thank In the Shop, Tire and Auto, Brighton Speedway, Coast to Coast for putting this on, Dean Reynolds and everybody behind the scenes, and just everybody who shows up weekly and still races with us.
Well, man, hell of a run. I almost was about to say good luck and pull you out of here, but you're going to stick around, and hopefully I'm talking to you about another podium later. I'll definitely be talking to you later, so I won't keep you out. But good run, man.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's pull him up here. He waited. You only need to lead 1 lap. That's it. That's the only one that pays the bills. And brother, that's the one you led. How we feeling, man?
Car felt pretty good. She was a little bruised up. She was a little bent out of shape in some spots, but she survived.
Yeah, they all were. I think you saw the man here. You got it, the line there. He hit that ghost car. That was so funny to watch. I haven't laughed to his face about it till right now. What did that look like to you? Could you see it? Like, him just go in there and all of a sudden spike around? Okay, I was wondering. I didn't know if you had gotten the view of it, but man, that was hilarious.
I didn't see that one.
There was the lap car who had spun out. I can't remember who it was. They hit eject, right? They had hit escape. They were gone.
Yeah.
For a full second, but he hit the ghost.
Still there though.
Yeah. It was so crazy. I didn't know what your view was like for that, but apparently you didn't see it. But
I did not see that one.
Man, we were watching you and Anthony kind of battle for a long time, and then all of a sudden you catch Connor at the same time, and man, you guys split him. What was that like? I mean, were you guys having a fun conversation down there?
No, I was just kind of getting ready for a slider, and I was setting him up for it. And then Morano came in with the same idea, and I was already committed to it. So that's just where I went. I knew the outcome would be beneficial for me, regardless of if they tapped a little bit or anything. So I took advantage. You have to at this track. Anytime people are double file, I try to kind of sneak in there a little bit to get them even closer, so I can try to do a slider.
No, man, and honestly, you know, as I'm looking back at this restart now, I think you'd admit to it, probably not your best restart, but it was good enough that, you know, you were able to catch him and make that move there with one to go. That was a hell of a fun race to call. It was a lot of fun to watch. Congratulations on the big win, Clay. Who you want to thank?
Thank you guys for putting this all on, and all the boys at FTM and Swan Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
Well, hey, hell of a job. You're taking the rest of the night off, probably, aren't we? So I'll probably talk to you again Thursday. All right. Well, hell of a job, man.
Thank you, sir.
Clay Christopherson bringing home the win here for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. We take a short break, and I'll be back with our Rebel Sprint Cars up next here on Monday Night Madness.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to
All right, I don't have everything back up yet. I just noticed that I had let that video run too long, and I don't have the overlay stuff up yet. You're going to see it refresh. Get it all how it should be. This Connor Ross maybe dies before this thing goes. We've got 8 cars as Dean Reynolds registered as a driver by accident. I sat here the whole time while I wanted to get that thing up, and I was doing some other things, but anybody who knows me knows what I run on, and I need to go get a soda out of that refrigerator. And I can tell you what, Connor, do you like Mountain Dew, brother?
Ah, is it bear shit in the woods?
Okay, well, have you tried the new Mountain Dew yet?
Which one?
The Dirty Mountain Dew, it's called.
I have not, but I don't think anything will beat Mountain Dew Baja Blast from Taco Bell. No ice, you got to get a large one.
Okay, that's probably. Do you like birch beer cream soda? Do you like those kind of things?
Yeah, yep.
Dude, that's what it tastes like. It's Mountain Dew with cream. Oh my God, it's cream soda Mountain Dew. It's freaking crazy. I bought 5 cases off Amazon 2 days ago. Can't wait for him to get here because they barely had any at the they barely had any at the store. So after I tried it, I was like, brother, hopped right on Amazon. They only let me order 5 cases. I would have ordered 15 cases. They were $6 a piece for a 12-pack on Amazon. I was like, load me up. So who we got going out here right now? Let's get the correct decal on. Got Isaac Bowman, your top man in that 9 machine. The 1077, Brian Moore Sr. Pretty close P2 as he comes across the line for a final time. But Jeremy Christensen takes over the top spot with a 1066. That's his final lap. Connor Ross goes across the line. Purple Sector 1, but not quick enough in Sector 2. Still P2, pretty good lap. As our teammate Jeff Kemper comes across the line. P4 for the 181 machine. I would think if Dean, if he disqualified himself already, which he probably did, we're probably just going to have one heat race with 8 guys. I wouldn't think we'd have a 2-4, but either way, figure it out here. This is pretty similar to what we had racetrack-wise in the matinee race that I was talking about earlier, where Gavin Chatham won and Dino brought home a comfortable P2, so comfortable that he felt the need to mic up in the Discord and say, well, I'm going to try the bottom here these last couple laps. And that's, well, where I wasn't trying the bottom. I couldn't run the top anymore. I had to be on the bottom. There was no choice for me. It was a skill issue.
You were correct, by the way. One heat race of 8.
Yep, one heat race. All right. As we take a look at this starting lineup for your coast-to-coast Rebel Sprint Car, one and only heat race for your Rebels. Row 4 to the outside. The 01 of Derek Bond to the inside. The popsicle sticks of the Goose, Chad Cote. Row 3 to the high side. The double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. To the inside. The 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Row 2 to the high side in the 016, Jeremy Christensen. He was your quick time to the inside. The 110 of Joseph Groom. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the high side, the 035 of Connor Ross. And starting on the pole, the 9 of Isaac Bowman.
I'm kind of an idiot, Zach. Adding fuel in for this heat race. Forgot we were on a short track, and I added about, 9 gallons, not thinking that we're at Fairbury, which is one of the smallest tracks that we have on the sim up next to Kokomo and Chili Bowl. And
see, and people that are listening probably think, why is this guy crying about having a little extra gas? Well, it's a lot of weight. It's sprint car racing. It's all about weight. There's a reason they make you go over the scales. Weight's very important, and if he's too heavy, these guys might drive away. As the green flag waves, heat race 1 is underway. Bowman to the point early. Slide job here from Connor Ross. Goes up, shuts the door. Bowman had to get on the binders. So does Groom. Popsicle sticks to the inside. 3 wide. Beating and banging. Oh, Bowman pays the price here. He falls back to P5. Still trying to swing it high and wide. Gets the door slammed shut one more time. And boy, oh boy, Bond is the big winner. Here comes Derek. Derek Bond just got to turn his or make that a custom paint job. He's got the iRacing 01 on it. Oh, it's hard in the wall. He's got 2 sets of numbers on that thing, but hey, I can tell you what, from working at the micro sprint track, and Connor can probably relate, is don't expect him to answer here while he's driving, of course, but man, some of those micro sprints or the 600s, man, they will put those numbers so small you can't even read them. You just want to grab them by the throat. As Connor rolls it into 3 and off of 4. White flag waves, 1 lap to play. P2, Joseph Groom clips the outside wall. He's able to straighten it out. Jeremy Christensen gets a little closer now. Every single driver in that top 3. Now Connor Ross and them, they get together. Connor lets him go back by. But boy, oh boy, all 3 of you hit the backstretch wall, I think, at the same spot. That was hilarious. We'll be right back after a short break.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our
Oh, Connor Ross has been hearing me sneeze my brains out. I'm not done. Hang on. Boy, oh boy. And I didn't even open a window or nothing. I don't know what's going on here. But I do know, Connor, good luck. We're going to mute up here. Give him a...
Thank you.
Oh, man. All right, I had to sneeze again. That's why the quick abrupt. All right, let's get ready. Let's do what I like to do. Let's crank up the tunes. Turn up the lights. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for your Coast to Coast Racing League Rebel Sprint Car A Main. To go play for your Rebel Sprint Cars A Main here at the Fairbury Speedway. Your starting lineup looks a little something like this. Row 4 to the top shelf. The 0-1 of Derek Bond to the inside, the popsicle sticks of the Goose, Chad Cote. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 035 of Connor Ross to the inside, his teammate in the 181, Jeff Kemper. Row 2 to the high side, the 9 of Isaac Bowman to the inside, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. And row 1 for your Rebel Sprint Car, 30 laps here at the Fairbury Speedway to the outside, the 110 of Joseph Groom, and starting on the pole, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. As the Steve King Foundation pace car rolls off, we take a look to that Illinois sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Your A main is underway. Christensen trying to fight back here into 3. Groom gets a little bit loose there. He stomps the loud pedal, somehow straightens it out. The 110 going high and wide. Can he get the toy to perform here? Looking off of 4. Groom back to the lead. As Connor Ross looks to the bottom here, we click over to that. He gets by Isaac Bowman, now looking to get by Brian Moore Sr. His battle for the lead. Christensen looking back downstairs. Here we go, side by side off of 4. It's Christensen back to the point, this time across the line. But boy, oh boy, a lot of give and a lot of take out of these front 2 running side by side. 25 to go. Connor's got some company now. Oh, nope. Brian Moore Sr. gets a little loose there, loses hold of the leash. Kemper, Bowman, they both go nose to tail. Kemper now takes a peek underneath the 181, trying to make it sing. Kemper moves himself up into that 5th and final Renegade transfer spot, works around the 9 of Bowman. Groom starting to lose a little bit of touch there with the 016 of Christensen. As Connor barrel hot on the outside. That was the place to be in the afternoon race. It seemed like a little bit, you could run the middle in 1 and 2 there for a little bit, then it started to go away, but man, it was top shelf. Let it eat through 3 and 4 as Connor takes a peek in the middle now through 3 and 4, trying to find a way around this 110 of Joseph Groom. Definitely closest battle on the racetrack. Groom clips the backstretch wall. He almost goes around, saves it, but he's going to lose P2 to that man. Connor Ross checking out. Kemper looking to the outside of Mr. Wednesday Night. Brian Moore Sr. on the bottom in that yellow jacket. 55 machine loses P4. Kemper gets one more. Chad Cote, the Goose, trying to get loose, but he gets the door slammed shut on his nose up top. Now Bowman works back underneath on the bottom, looking to get a 2-for-1 here. He does, going into 3. Can he finish the deal here off of 4? Bowman up inside that top 5. Christensen about 1.5 seconds, now 1.2 up the road from Connor, who's trying to slowly tug at that leash, and with 15 laps to go, keeps up this pace. He may get him, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough ask here for the 035 without the help of a caution flag. And right now, with the way this field's spread out, just not sure if he's going to get that help. Going to have to go earn it. See Kemper there. He clips the outside wall. That allows Isaac Bowman to take a peek underneath him with a big run. Bowman not able to finish it. Going to try one more time through 3 and 4. But Kemper able to edge ahead at the line by a nose. But Bowman starting to make that middle bottom work there in 1 and 2. Not as well in 3 and 4, but I'm telling you, I got the memory of an elephant here. I don't forget anything, and was the place to be. As Connor Ross, maybe he found the place to be wherever that is, because he's catching your leader. Down to 0.2 of a second. Jeremy Christensen, you got some company here. Watch out. Connor got lap traffic in front of him. That's Bond. Nowhere to go if you're daddy's money here. What do? You try to cut down, look underneath. And that's what you got to do here. You just got to sit and pick your teeth, wait, get by this lap car, then go to play here. Is now Bond in the rearview mirror. He's got his sight set. Problem is not a lot of sand left in the hourglass. 6 laps to go. Christensen holding on for the time being. Connor looking, peeking, trying to find it. Christensen, though, pulls the pin, and that thing is smoking up top. Full bore into 3. Off of 4 this time. 4 laps to go. Kemper trying to hold off Bowman, who's trying to hold off Cote for that 5th and final transfer spot. This could get interesting here as Kemper clips the outside wall. Kemper loses one here. No, gets it back. Oh, man. Oh, man, the Goose trying to flap his wings upstairs. Nowhere to go as Connor Ross takes the lead with a slide job. Christensen back underneath. Coming to the white flag this time by 1 lap to go. Christensen leads at the line. But it's Ross with all the momentum upstairs. Oh, here we go. Deuces in the air. Checkered flag waves, and Connor Ross steals it on the final lap from Jeremy Christensen. Joseph Groom rounds out your podium. Isaac Bowman, P4 Kemper in that 5th and final transfer spot to the Renegades. Brian Moore Sr., Chad Cote, and Derek Bond rounds out the field as, well, 3rd place finisher forgot to show up for that podium picture. So it's a little quiet there on the front stretch, but Connor gets it done after a big last lap pass. You almost led 2 laps, but man, he edged you to the line coming to the white flag, and you were able to steal it. That's the same thing that happened to you. It probably feels a little better though when the shoe's on the other foot, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Let's see here if we can. We'll give Groom a minute or 2. I see Christensen already up there, but we'll see here. I'll at least pull that up a while. I know what's going to happen here, Connor. I'm going to say, oh, well, he's not coming. And then I start interviewing Jeremy, and then he shows up. Do you remember? And I hate to be that grumpy old man. I do. But, brother, you used to be required to sit in Discord when you were racing.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have this nonsense. I'm all on board with making drivers do that again, honestly. And like somebody in here. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And somebody in here smart enough to divvy up teams to certain Discords so that way you can't have some jerk like me going and, curse you out if you wreck me or something. Because that's obviously kind of what I think pulled the pin on that idea.
Yeah. I will.
But all right. No offense here, but I am not waiting anymore. So I am going to pull up P2, and if you show up, well, God love you. We got to see your car roll around, but we're not going to hear from you. So we're going to pull up your P2 finisher here, Jeremy Christensen. And Jeremy, man, oh, man, well, you got him sitting up here with you if you want to curse him out. But, he had the same thing sitting here, or same thing happened to him last race. I mean, led almost every lap except the most important one. But Jeremy, man, you guys put on a great show at the end, and to come out P2, you got to be feeling good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. I didn't feel like we really had much of a chance to get ready for this week at all. This week been busy, so anyhow, yeah, I was kind of sitting duck. I was running middle, middle, bottom, almost all the race, and caught the back marker there. And the next thing you know, I see Connor showing me a nose, and I'm like, oh my goodness, where'd he come from? And looking, and he's running the high side, catching me, I'm guessing, and then had a great race to the finish there. And fortunately, he got the best of me there on the last lap there. So.
Yeah, once you kind of that's the name of the game, right? You kind of said it. Once you saw him peak it and you knew it was there, you found a little bit more time. And I would think if you would go Renegades racing, track going to be a lot closer to this state that we're at now, than it would be anything near fresh with all the guys over there practicing. You expect, the track next to fit your style a little better because it seemed like, you just kept getting quicker.
Well, I felt like I was looser and looser. I don't know. Definitely need to do a little bit with the car. I felt like I was all over the place and just hard to control throughout that entire race. Like I said, didn't really get much of a chance to really work on any kind of setups or anything like that this week. So I'm hoping that what I have in it will be okay. Maybe change a couple different things here for Renegades, but we'll see. It's definitely a big difference running Renegades versus Rebels. So.
Yeah, and don't forget about the 5 laps. Had that extra gallon or two. I've been burned by that before for sure. Yeah. But, hey, man, hell of a job. Congrats on that middle step of the podium. You got anybody you want to thank? This has been pretty impressive. I think this is, 3 or 4 in a row?
Yeah, I think just want to thank Ted York and Dino for getting me over here to run with y'all, and thank you for putting this on there, Zach. So, congrats, Connor. Good run, man.
Thank you. Good run to you, too. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's a jerk. I'll say it for you. Good run, Jeremy.
All right, thanks, man.
This is Connor Ross, man. Oh, man, dude. That let me... Well, obviously, I'd kind of been talking about it. You had been slowly reeling him in for a while, but what was the trick there? And you could hear me talking, and that you probably enjoyed it, that when you caught him, I didn't exactly see that because we were watching a battle behind you. But what was it? Did he make a mistake? Did you just start to build it up on the outside? Because, you had closed up, I want to say, like 7 or 8 tenths in a lap.
The saving grace was top of 1 and 2. I could, the middle was good, but the top of 1 and 2 is really good. I even wanted to say 3 and 4, just 3 and 4 was tricky, but he'd pull me in 3 and 4. I just felt balled up and tight and couldn't get back to the gas. But 1 and 2, I was able to not keep it open all the way because you had to tiptoe around the top a little bit and just not let the car get squarely. But I knew I was closing in, and then all of a sudden I didn't realize the lap car was there, and then all of a sudden we were there like side by side, and it was kind of a 3-way race there. And I knew I wanted to throw a slider because he started running the top of 1 and 2, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to win if he was running the top of 1 and 2 and I was stuck in the middle. So I knew I had to throw a slider to kind of get him off my line and his line, and once he was able to run the middle in 1 and 2, I was able to get some momentum, sling it up there, and stick it in 3 and 4 in the middle, and he led the last lap. I just knew if I railed the top in 1 and 2 good, I'd open up a good enough gap where I could send it in 3 and 4 in the middle and just hit my marks and just get it to the finish line.
Yeah, let's be honest, though, because I watched that last lap. You probably didn't hit your marks as well as you wanted to in 3 and 4. I did not. I saw it tighten up there in the center of the corner. Were you worried at all, that he was going to be able to get you back?
Yes, I was, because I knew I had a good enough run off 1 and 2. Like, that felt like one of my best corners. But 3 and 5, it would be great on entry, but here I find, like, it just gets loose. It snaps all of a sudden. Like, it's rough in 3 and 4, I feel like, and it would just get balled up, super tight entry, and it would screw my exit, but I knew I had a good enough 1 and 2. Let me rephrase. I had it decent enough 3 and 4 because I knew he's fast in 3 and 4.
Well, man, you had enough, made the last lap pass to get it done. That's a hell of a job, man. Congrats. 2 podiums so far. 1 more to go, but you know the drill, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I gotta thank my new sponsor, Shaggy TV. I was actually pumped to meet you, dude. It's been a few years in the making, and we finally met at Port Royal, so that was cool. But I gotta thank Shaggy TV, Mobile One, in the shop, Tire and Auto, driving with Haley. I gotta thank Brighton Speedway and Glenstars Racing. I forgot to mention them. They're a huge sponsor of mine, so gotta thank them. I gotta make a real life wrap for my sim stuff, so because the sponsors on my car don't line up. But Gambler Motorsports and everybody at Coast to Coast for putting this on. You know, it's nice for me to keep up with my touches before getting in the real life car.
I'm so glad you said that because, well, I mean, he would have reached out to me. I know he's not, but that man over there at Vertex Graphics, Bowman, after I jinxed him Saturday and brought up that I knew him in the boom of the drive shaft within 5 seconds of me mentioning his name in the announcer's booth, I went over there and I told him to make me a paint because those Vertex ones are good, but I've yet to send him what logos I need on it. So I need to do that. And I might do it here in this break. Stick around. We'll be right back. JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car action up next.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
now we are. Connor heard me say we're back live, but now you guys hear me say we're back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Cars here at the Fairbury Speedway. Only 18 cars in this one. But we do got, I mean, we got some dogs, that's for sure. I mean, we got Lacey, Goldner, Bandy, Corinna, Griggs. Maybe you throw Connor Ross in there sometimes. I don't know if this is one of those tracks. He'd be able to be more honest with you. Hey, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But Grandy for sure down there towards the bottom. He didn't put a lap time in yet, so you won't see him pop up yet. There are two guys, Jeff Kemper and Joseph Grandy. Did not put in a time. Let's see here. I guess now it won't load up their paints. We're probably going to see some gray cars here because I didn't get a chance to click into the other room. But I'll let you know who they are till they load up. Looks like Bob DeGood going to be that first car out on the racetrack in the 07. Let's see what he's got here. As takes the green flag, this will be lap number 1 for Bob DeGood. See all those guys, it'll give you like the purple green for that first lap. It's because of where you exit the pit road, but that lap doesn't count. This will be the first one. As lap times now start to come in, Klimowicz at the top of the charts in the 069 machine. Chad Griggs now takes it over in the 270. Brennan Lacey jumps to P2. Jeff Barker inside of the top 5. P4 lap number 1. Barker second time around. Doesn't improve, stays P4. That's a good lap there for Jeff Barker. See what Ross Corinna does here as Jesse Bandy comes across the line, P8. All eyes on the boss in the 10 machine. Comes across the line. That lap not going to count. Clip the outside wall. No, maybe it did count. It have just been light enough here that he didn't get that 0x. But he definitely lifted out of the throttle. You can see it. Lap number 1, not good. Lap number 2, better. P6 for the boss, Ross Corinna. As qualifying comes to a close. Griggs, Lacey, Klimowicz, your top 3. And we take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Going to run 3 heat races, I would think. And rounding out the field for your JRB Designs Renegades Sprint Car Heat Race number 1, the 518 of Joseph Grandy. Row 3 to the high side, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds, to the inside, the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Row 2 to the high side, the 270 of Chad Griggs. He was your quick time. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast. Jeff Barker in row 1 for heat race number 1. To the top shelf, the 217 of the Gentleman. Jack Head, and starting on the pole, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. I'm guessing we don't have Grandy here. Let's see. Is he even in the... Let's check the entry list. Is he doing something else? Or Grandy might have a penalty, actually. Does he? Is he one of the guys? Does he have a feature penalty? So he may not care about this.
Yeah, I'm not 1,000% sure, to be honest.
And... I mean, that's the attitude to have, to be honest with you. Kind of... To each their own, I get it, but... Oh, man. Think if... I don't know, dude. It's such a tough one. Because I would say... In shows where we don't have 24 or more cars, you know, if you have a feature EOL, you shouldn't be that guy. You should probably just not start it. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I get it, you know, if we have to go through a B main because you don't know what will happen to you. You want to race your way in through the heat. But I think a night like a night like tonight, you know, for instance, where I think if you had a penalty, that would be the way you would want to handle it. Granted, we just made it in time. There wasn't a lot of time left for him to grid up. He snuck it in there right before the bell. We will have all 7 cars. Is Bandy hit Barker Griggs? I mean, Dino, Goldner, Grandy. Dude, what? This is crazy. What a heat race.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was just going through the list, and that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Like, I would normally like to think I would pride myself, you know, at least like a 3rd or a 4th place finish. But if I got put out here with these guys and had to start in the back, I don't think I'd be able to pass anyone unless they started wrecking each other. As the green flag set the wave. Heat race number 1's underway. 8 laps to play.
As Bandy gets a great lead, slides up to the top in 1 and 2. And Barker and Hit make some contact going down the backstretch. And there's a lot of cars in that.
And that's how I would have passed those guys. You know, that's exactly what I was talking about. That would have been the way I tried to pick up some of those guys. And who knows, maybe I would have finished 4th. Because Grandy looks like he's got a sick puppy. He's trying to nurse it. Battle for the lead, though. Yes, we do. Bandy on the outside, Barker on the bottom. Barker has been really fast here. He was this afternoon. And he ran that middle bottom the whole time. And another one who was kind of surprised me came on there, was pretty quick late. Bob did good as well. So these guys maybe going to be having a few surprises for the normal guys we're used to seeing at the front. Is Barker, man, he's not going away. He led that lap. 3 to go.
Yes, he did. Watch his car in 3 and 4, and you'll right there. It's a little rough there, but if you can get through that, it is fast, and Barker is showing you why.
Barker walking the dog on the bottom, takes the lead into 3 assertively. White flag waves, 1 lap to go for the Brewerton Beast, who won heat race number 1 in the 358 modifieds, looking to do it again. Off of 4, checkered flag waves, give it to Barker. Bandy, Reynolds, Goldner gonna beat Grandy. He does. And Hit and Griggs rounds out the field. And oh boy, Chad Griggs got to come through the field. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Definitely some entertainment coming from that one.
As we take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2 for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars. Row 3 to the top shelf, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 2 to the high side, the 14 of Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. And row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 06 of Scott Thomason. And starting on the pole, the 035. What part of Canada are you from?
Ontario.
Out of Ontario, Canada. Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go.
Canada. Oh, we almost had it. Connor Ross. Almost had it. I got so close. I mean, I was feet away from the finish line.
So far away.
Canada. All right.
It's like those.
It would be cool if you guys, maybe change your name to Canada. I mean, that sounds cooler. Because then it's like you can do. It's you Canadians have a can do attitude.
Yeah, it's true.
Man, you got the whole field out to get. You're the only Canadian in here again. So here we go. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. Ross and Thomason, row 1. Green flag waves. Heat race number 2 is underway. Look at Lacey tapping the wall there right away. He's trying to get the horses galloping. on the top shelf, gets the door slammed shut in his face, had to get on the binders, pushed up the racetrack, got in the wall. Lacey, now he's just trying to hold on. Got to get back to Connor Ross, who's working that Jeff Barker line, trying to imitate it. Contact between Hot Wheels and Mr. Wednesday Night, Shreves and Moore. Both slow coming out of 4. But it's Thomason. He's continuing to hold the point. Battle on for second. Lacey to the outside of Ross. Knock, knock. Lacey taking P2 here. Storming the beaches off of 4. Brennan Lacey. Oh, hammered down up there in the chocolate chips. Take a bite, Lacey. He takes the lead with 3 laps to go. Thomason gets a little slideways on the entry to 1. That allows Connor Ross to reel him in. Connor trying to follow in Lacey's tire tracks, but gets a door slammed shut. Now goes to the bottom. Slide job. Christensen tries to cut back underneath. Drag race down the backstretch. All this while the white flag waves for the 14 out front, who's got one more trip around. Ross and Thomason battle hard for P2, but it's Lacey out front. He takes the checkered flag. Thomason, Ross to good. Shreves and Moore Sr. There's one more heat race to go for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars. And man, you know, I do a really good job at this, I think, because I mentioned about, 45 minutes ago, Connor, I needed to put on that Penguins Flyers game. Think I ever did that? Yeah. No, I just put it on. No. There's 7 minutes and 47 seconds left in the second period, and it's tied 0-0. I mean, this is it's going to be a good one. I mean, I'm going to get the
series. That's one of the ones that are exciting. Same as they're all exciting. It's playoff hockey.
Yeah,
let's be real here.
For sure. Yeah, playoff hockey's different. It just hits different. But heat race number 3, row 3 to the top shelf, the 36 of Barry Goldner, to the inside, the 034 of John Klimowicz Jr. Row 2 to the high side, the 69 of JK3, John Klimowicz III, to the inside, the 10 of the boss, Ross Corinna. And row 1 for heat race number 3, brought to you by JRB Designs, to the outside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen, and starting on the pole, the 181 of Jeff Kemper.
The JKs have the best odds to win this race. There's 2 of them.
13 minutes into the second, would you believe that combined shot total right now of actually shots on goal is 17? 9 from Philly, 8 from Pittsburgh. This is not much offense.
That is very low.
Green flag waves. Heat race number 3 is underway.
A great start by Kemper as he's able to take the lead, but watch Ross Corinna as he is closing in.
Yeah, you know, Connor, we're Jeff's teammate. I love Jeff more than anybody. But he is a sitting duck, brother. I would not want to be where that 181 is, and you can see the boss already feasting on the bottom. Ross Corinna looking to take the point. He does as he crosses the line. 6 to go.
Kemper isn't going away. He's keeping his distance, but as I say that, Corinna kicks it into high gear, and he just threw the leash out and told everybody to follow along.
Yeah, Kemper trying to follow, though, as you mentioned. He's doing a good job there of holding up that 69 of JK3. He's trying to work the bottom, but problem is, Connor, Kemper's giving him a little too much room. You can see on those corner exits, he's driving right off through the slick. And that's allowing Klimowicz to just kind of tow him back in. Not a big speed advantage there on the outside for the 181 as, he gets a little slideways. Klimowicz gets the pass done.
I was giving Kemper some tips because he's my teammate. And he just needs to run a little bit higher in 1 and 2, get that grip on exit if he is going to go up top. I think the middle is just a safe bet.
As Ross Corinna takes the white flag, he's been gone since he took the lead. One more trip around here for the 10. The boss, as we call him, sails it into 3. Off of 4 for the final time. Corinna picks up the win for heat race number 3, followed by Klimowicz, Kemper, Christensen, or I should say Klimowicz the third. Klimowicz Jr. coming home then P5, and Goldner bringing up the tail as we go to a short break. We'll be back for your A-Main coming up next.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and it's almost time for that main event everyone's been waiting for. Coast to Coast Signature Series, your JRB Design Renegade Sprint Car 35-lap A main is coming up next. Let's get ready to take a look at the starting lineup. Laps for 19 drivers to go play at the Fairbury Speedway here in Illinois. And your starting lineup looks a little something like this. Rounding out the field, the 217 of the Gentleman, Jack Hitt. Row 9 to the top shelf, the 36 of Barry Goldner. To the inside, the double nickel of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. Row 8 to the high side, the 270 of Chad Griggs. To the inside, the 034 of JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr. Row 7 to the high side, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Row 6 to the high side, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. To the inside, the 7 of Bob the Good. Row 5 to the high side, the 30 of the Maple Syrup Chugging, Canadian flag wearing number 30, driving Stephen Goldner. To the inside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Row 4 to the high side, the 035 of Connor Ross. To the inside, the 79 of Dino Dayton Reynolds. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 69 of JK3, John Klimowicz III. To the inside, the 06 of Scott Thomason. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. To the inside, his teammate, the 10, the boss, Ross Carina. In row 1 for your 35-lap main event. To the top shelf, the 14 of the low-line master, Brennan Lacey. And starting on the pole, the 5 and 3 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. As we look to that sky, the green flag's high. Let's watch some dirt fly. 35 laps to play. Your A-main's underway. Barker holding on to the point here early, looking to firmly clench that strap. Contact behind between Dino and Thomason, fighting over the same real estate. They both live to play another day. There's no caution flag waves. We continue. Bandy continuing to lurk. Hunt around that outside. Can he get the lead? Side by side coming to the line, and it's Barker by a nose. But man, Bandy, he is pounding that outside, looking to rip it here. 3 wide now. Ross joins the battle. The boss stuck his nose there in the center. Maybe got Barker to play it safe, go a little low there. And now Connor Ross, he says, well, contact between him and Barker. He goes in the outside wall hard. Up and over, caution flag waves, and that may do it. For the 035 of Connor Ross is having to tow there. May have cursed him. But we'll see. He gets this run. This is from far away. Let's look a little closer. So, yeah, and just looked like netcode there. It didn't look like they actually touched, or, maybe Connor just entered a little bit late. But it pushes up the hill and hard into the outside wall. Oh my gosh, Pittsburgh had the chance to tie it up on the power play. I could cry. Flailed at a loose puck on a virtually wide open net. Oh God, that's tough. Tough to see.
Are we 1 to green?
We are indeed 1 to green. Car pulling down pit road. Pace car, I should say, not any car, pace car. Green flag set the wave this time by. We are back underway. See if we stay green here. Connor able to get back off. He may be still on the lead lap. Battle for the lead. As Corinna goes by his teammate there who pushed a little bit. Look at this. 2, 3 wide all over the place. I don't know where to go. I mean, they are racing everywhere. All I know is let's hop on with this man. Chad Griggs is always fast, and he's trying to drive up to the front. Oh, his car gets in the outside wall. We couldn't tell who it was because of the wing there. You see him rolling. But we were watching that live from Griggs, and could you see, I mean, the moment he locked that thing up there in the center of the corner, he didn't get loose. He did that to run it down the racetrack. He saw a car getting in the outside wall. That was big time. We'll see Chad actually in the back half of it here. You can see Christensen. And there, you know, Barker, he didn't give him a lot of room, but no, he didn't touch him. It was another netcode situation, but that's 2 there with Barker on that corner entry to 3. So it seems like that is going to be a fishy netcode area. Is, like I say, not a lot of space, but there was space given. But man, we saw the same thing with Connor there. It's just the car is acting weird. Entering side by side there on corner entry, and Connor's probably saying, "Oh, now we extend the pace lap here."
Oh, it's weird because
I'll say it for you.
Oh, I came back out, and somehow it's showing me a lap down, but now it's showing Jeremy Christensen a lap down. But it should be because we don't count caution laps, so I think it's just a glitch. I'm hoping.
No, I think. If you want me to tell you the truth, this is my software. It's got them.
It shows me a lap down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got them on 11.4, and it's got you 10:30, and it's got Christensen a whole lap behind you. So
it just confuses me. But.
It's the green flag waves. We are back underway here at the Fairbury Speedway. Here goes Dino knocking on the door here for the top 3. He goes high and wide. Oh! Chad Griggs goes around. Contact between him and Lacey. They were 5 wide. That wasn't going to work. 2 cars go around. And we're going to re-rack them, reline them up here one more time. And we'll see here. You can see right now. So Chad floats up, and Lacey probably thinks, hey, I'm going to fill this gap. But, I mean, Chad had been running the bottom. He did not know he was going to shoot that. And you can see, I mean, they're 5 wide right now. Not so much so. They barely were under Barker, but not a lot of room, nowhere to really go. And Tango here. The good news for those drivers, though, nobody rolled. So they'll be able to go down, get quick repairs, things like that. Probably going to need to extend this again, I would think, here. Unless they just decide to go this time. No, now the lights go off and the pace car's off. So this is going to be a funky restart here. As the green flag waves, we're back underway. Dino hunting on the outside, going to work here. JK3 on the middle, or in the middle, excuse me. Goldner downstairs, finding some of Grandpa's good stuff down there. I mean, there's a lot of grip down there, and Goldner found it. Rocket down the backstretch, just trying to find it off of 4. Can't do it there. But Dino, welcome to that bottom step of the podium, the 79 itching. He's hungry. Still looking for that first ever Renegade Sprint Car win. And Dino, he would love to bring it home, but right now on the slip and slide, goes up there, shuts the door. Klimowicz the third. He now looks underneath, thinks about taking a peek though, but he's got company. Steven Goldner down there. Goldner knock, trying to find a way by that 69. 11 laps in the books, 19 to go. You see your leader, he's checked out. Ross Corinna gone, but second, third, fourth, and fifth under the blanket here at Fairbury. As a caution flag waves yet again, Scott Thomason looked to have been involved in that as he goes down to the infield. Let's see what happened. No, okay, the caution flag was not for him.
I think it was with Griggs and
Christensen. Yep, you're right, because he just pulled it in there himself.
It shows him on the lead lap, and I'm going to fight with iRacing here. But fortunately, nothing I can do.
Oh, Chad tried to throw the slide job, but Christensen was home, not clear. And man, Christensen, he pays the ultimate price for that one. Tough break. There's no way did they just call a high stick on Pittsburgh for that when it was a Philadelphia Flyers stick who hit him in the face.
They can review that.
Green flag waves, we're back underway. Dino trying to go to work. Oh, he clips that outside wall. Yellow flag waves. Hot Wheels up and over. Oh, Randy Shreves lands on all fours, but we had, I think, two different crashes there. We saw the end of Randy Shreves. I think this is possibly what brought out the caution. Because, yeah, he just didn't know Bob DeGood was home, and I don't know what we call that, but we're going to call it the Cyclone, I think. Brian Moore just completed the Cyclone, and that was amazing. I mean, that was you're going to have to absolutely go back and look at that. He puts it up
or the F5
on two tires. And I mean, he did, what is that? A 720? Yeah, two full spins with the front tires up in the air. Okay, they are still going to leave it incidental, but they're going to say the one that drew blood was the Philly stick. That's still BS. We're losing 2-0, and we're going to lose to the Flyers in the playoffs. And I may cry next weekend as the green flag waves are underway. $16 laps to go this time by as Ross Corinna. Man, that lead is ginormous. We just had a restart. Are you kidding me? Like, Ross Corinna right now in his own area code, he is doing things you should not be able to do. Is JK3 in the outside wall?
Steven Goldner, 3 and 4, and Barker, 1 and 2. He just hit 360.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, there were a couple there, and
I'll call him out for you as I drive by him here.
Couldn't tell if Goldner. No, so Goldner, he did do that by himself here. And then there was just contact after the fact between, I believe, Lacey and Barker. But everything's okay. They keep it, or they straighten it out. They did not keep it straight, but they get it straight, I should say. And well, the field's got a long way to go if they plan on catching up to that pace car. Ross Corinna is over half a track away. So you guys better extend this thing, or you better hurry up. As the leader, the leader just caught the pace car. As this is crazy. Well, we're back underway. It's a 3-car battle from here on out, unless we get another green flag or a yellow flag. And we are going to get a yellow flag, I think, because some cars are. Nope, maybe not. It looked like some guys were trying to get one there, but we continue to stay green. Let's go find some good racing here. Now, we're not going to find it up at the front. They are so spread out after that restart. See Chad Griggs working to the outside of Klimowicz Jr. Able to work that top shelf, gets it done. Kemper in the outside wall, pulls it off, keeps it straight, but the caution flag waves. Steven Goldner Goes around yet again. Not too sure what happened to that thing there. It just spiked around and that was weird. Very weird, but caution flag back out here for the well, good thing the overboard keeping track, because I lost count after about 3 or 4. Caution number 7 here at the Fairbury Speedway. And Connor, maybe this is why we didn't run here for 2 or 3 seasons.
It's a great track, but it's just, it strikes a lot of pain.
It is a terrible track, and I hate this place. I will tell the truth, Connor won't. But we are about to take the green flag. We're back underway. 7 laps left, or excuse me, 10 laps left to play. Forgot to do my add 3 thing to my overlay. Oh, here we go. Getting a little bit of 3 wide now. Brennan Lacey trying to spice it up. Goes to the bottom. Klimowicz the third, stuck in the middle. Grandy goes around on the high side. Lacey trying to work by that 79, channeling his inner Blake Chapman here. Oh, he tightens up, pushes up the hill, almost clips Dino.
Yeah, that car got balled up on the exit of 4 there where it hit that little lip, and he's still making it work down there.
He's not going away. He's been hounding this the last couple laps before the caution, and man, he is trying to take that bottom step away from Dino, who wants it bad, but now it's Lacey's.
He's coming for Bandy now.
Now he just needs a caution flag is what Lacey needs. He maybe found a little something that he could use on a restart, but he needs to get there, and the problem is now, I guess, Bandy beats him to the line, so Lacey needed one more time here to cross. Now he's going to need some yellow laundry to come out, but I don't know if he's going to get it.
Now Ross Griggs is running a great line at 1 and 2. He enters in on the top and drives down to the middle where that tack is. He's doing the same with 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, he's definitely getting a lot more speed just where that tack is.
Grandy trying to find a way around that 79 as well. He watched the 49, or I mean the 14, I should say, do it on the bottom. Surprised Grandy hasn't went down there to try it. Either way, Lacey works by Barry Goldner there. Lap car gets out of the way, no problem. But your leader, Ross Carina, has one more trip around here at Fairbury, and he is gone. Checked out. Good night. 1.3 second lead into 3 and off of 4. Checkered flag going to wave for the boss. Ross Carina, Brennan Lacey, P2. Bandy rounds out the podium. Reynolds, Grandy, your top 5. Let's see if we can get those race results to pop up here. Possibly, maybe, yes. So you heard your top 5, the rest of your top 10, Chad Griggs, Klimowicz the third, Barker, Jack Hitt, and John Klimowicz Jr. The rest of your field, Kemper, DeGood, Moore Sr., both Goldners there, 14th and 15th. Son beating dad. Connor Ross coming home 16th. Randy Shreves, Scott Thomason, and Jeremy Christensen rounds out your field. And we get ready for interviews. And, well, the podium turned out just the way, well, it could have been a couple other names, but turned out the way I wanted it, with a certain name not on that list, I guess I should say. And we get ready to talk to the man who brought home P3, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. No, we don't now. Now we do. Go ahead. We'll pull him up here. Jesse, Shaggy in the booth, brother. You got a copy?
I do.
Man, it was one of those things where, you looked like you were able to kind of hang out there. You were the second fastest car, but brother, that 10, I don't know what he's been doing lately, man. I don't think anybody was getting him tonight. It was one of those where I think maybe you'd admit it. You guys are kind of racing for second as Ross kind of checked out. But, man, Lacey got you late on the bottom. Did you know that was going to be there?
I figured it would be just a matter of time. I mean, Lacey's really good on the bottom. Wasn't surprising to see him come by on the bottom. Kind of cool to see there's two grooves at the same time. That's, impressive, I think.
Yeah, and that being said, that's kind of where I was going with this. Now, I know you like to stick it up there if you can. I mean, that's where you're comfortable. But did you think about, hey, do I go down and try it, or did you just want to stay where you're comfortable, try to bring home that bottom step?
Nah, if I'd have went down for whatever reason to even try, like even behind Lacey, I would have just dropped farther down. I think Dino would have just blew by me on the top. So I'm not confident enough on the bottom myself. So I just figured, well, whatever. We probably have a top 10 car and we're in second, so we'll just hang tight here.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, when you see this racetrack on the schedule, you don't know what's going to happen. And if you can find yourself up there towards the front, got to find a way, I should say, to keep it up there, stick it up there. And you did, man. Bringing home the bottom step of the podium. Hell of a job, Bandy. Who you want to thank, brother?
Thank you. Velocity Race Designs, everybody over at Phantom Motorsports, Bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking, you for the broadcast, and C2C for the league.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job. It's been quite the season for you. Keep it up, brother. We'll be rooting for you.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Jesse Bandy bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who, well, should be no surprise from anyone, where he came from. Brennan, brother, man, you found it. You just, the race, I think we had 7, maybe 8 cautions, but you needed one more to come out with about 4 laps to go. That bottom was rolling, man. You just had too much ground you needed to make up. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much moisture everywhere for that thing to roll like it needed to down there, but kind of got screwed there. I'm not going to lie, 2 cautions ago, and we were half a track behind when we took the green, so that kind of set us up a little bit behind, so not too happy about that part of it, but sometimes that's the thing you're dealt, and got to move on with it.
Well, thank God. I'm an honest man here, Lacey, and with all the caution flags, brother, I kind of forgot about that, and I want to let you know that I am as much in your corner as I could possibly be. I was ripping on that so hard. I mean, so much so that I didn't even watch the front 3 cars for that run because they had checked out by about 3.5 seconds. So, yeah, definitely that's not much fun, to have to deal with. But the fact that, you can shrug it off, and, I mean, like I say, I'm honest, this is what you're going to get from me. This kind of racing sucks, when you're trying to move up through the field and you need to get momentum. You need some of those guys that aren't as good as you to kind of step on it, to work around on a racetrack like this. And when you can't do that, it's even more impressive that you can just kind of wipe the red away, keep your head clean, man, and just keep going at it. Because I know a guy like me, I get pissed off, I overdrive the thing, and I just end up further back than I am. So the fact that you're able to keep that calm, cool head, that's a hell of a job, man. Way to bring home that P2, Lacey. Look good tonight, man. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, just a big shout out always to Stephen Golden or Stephen Gold Racing. Setting this car up tonight. Pretty sporty, as always, as it is down there on the bottom. So I got to thank him, all the boys that put it on, and we'll see if we can find you guys next week.
Well, hey, hell of a job, man. Congratulations on the P2, and hopefully, like you said, I'm talking to you again. Good run tonight.
Yes, sir.
Now we get to talk to the belle of the ball here, the man who, I mean, Jesus, you were probably could have done your taxes out front. I mean, all these cautions, and every single time one would fly, you were about 1.5 seconds up the road. I mean, if you had all them together, brother, you may have lapped the field tonight. This thing was quick, and I mean, I was seeing people step on it on the outside. I maybe saw you bobble here once or twice and clip the outside wall in 3 and 4, but other than that, man, this thing was on rails, brother. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it felt good. Coming out of 2 there, I kind of early on in the race, I kind of noticed a tack strip about maybe a car length down, and I was trying to exit one and hit that tack strip, and then I was able to just hammer down, and it drove right right through there. I was kind of watching on the mirror every once in a while on the restarts, and it just seemed like if I was able to do that properly, I could get a pretty good jump on Jesse there. I don't know. I guess I didn't pay attention to the relative when it was, when I was coming out of 2, but I'd be willing to bet you a lot of that was made up on that start if I could get that tack right. So, no, luckily it setup felt great. It just felt good and was able to stay clean and pull it out tonight.
Now I'm obviously, brother, I'm grasping for straws here, trying to come up with an angle. But if this thing stays green at all, you were really good up top. But like I say, I'm just trying to find something here, Ross. But could you have put it on the bottom if you had to? If lap traffic's up there in front of you, did you feel comfortable enough to try it on the bottom? Because, obviously, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But if we get an 8th or a 9th caution, Lacey started to work that bottom at the end. Do you feel like you could have done that if you needed to?
I don't think. Well, I know for a fact that I would not be able to do it as good as him. So I guess at that point, my only hope would be is that I can just do it good enough to make him, if I had to go down there and, quote unquote, block him, that I could just do it good enough to make him change his lines around, to get around me. I think I can't remember what lap it was, but Jesse had told me in Discord that Lacey was coming on the bottom, and I kind of watched my relative for a while. And for a couple laps, I actually pulled away from him a little bit, but then I think the last 3 laps, I think he almost cut off 4/10. So the bottom was good. Like I said, I know for a fact I wouldn't have been able to run it as good as Lacey can. Everybody here knows he is probably the best at running the bottom at racetracks. Just seems like he's so good at it. So like I said, it almost be more of a just playing a defensive strategy at that point. So,
well, like you say, that we're grasping here because you were never in a situation where you needed to worry about, brother. You were so far out front. This thing looks so good tonight, man. Congratulations on another big win. And, well, we haven't been here in a while, so this was kind of a curveball for everybody, man, and you handled it the best. Congratulations. Who you want to thank on the big win?
Thank you. Phantom Motorsports, guys. Elite Performance Industries. Spencer over there building the setups. Seems like he's had me running pretty well here lately, so that's always a plus. Velocity Race Design, Power Outdoors. You up in the booth putting on the show. Everybody at Coast to Coast keeping the league going, and then Just Racing Boys Designs for the title sponsorship of Renegades.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job. Congratulations, Ross. Won't be the last time I'm talking to you this season, man. Keep it up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Ross Carina bringing home the win here at the Fairbury Speedway. And with that, we wrap up Monday Night Madness. Huge shout out to Gears Unlimited and JRB Designs for coming on board this season and helping pick up some of the sponsorship costs for that. We really appreciate it. And, well, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long. Have a good night.